It's Dale D'Antoni here. Welcome to the Sofa Sessions. D'Antoni, Wines.
Welcome back to episode 31 of the Sofa Sessions. Today I am here with a very, very special guest, very beautiful, very illustrious guest. I'm here with Candi Shell. How are you doing today, Miss Candi Shell?
Hi, I'm so good. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I'm wonderful. I'm elated. I'm so excited to be here on your podcast. And what'd you say? It's number 32?
31, I think.
Oh, 31.
Yeah.
I mean, 31. Still a huge accomplishment.
Yeah.
It's no 32, but you'll get there.
Maybe one day we'll get to 32.
Yeah.
So, Miss Candi, what is it that you do? I see on Instagram you perform or something like that, but that is all that I know of.
Yeah. Oh, honestly, what don't I do? I am a performer. I'm a drag queen. Okay. Let's just get that out of the way first of all. I am a beautiful drag queen. I am
very
Candi
beautiful
with an I, Shell, like from the ocean, and that is short for Candace Michelle Shell. And oh, sorry, that's my dog. Shh, Toby. Quiet, you. Come here.
He's just excited.
He is. He's trying to get in on this show. He's a ham, just like his mom. So yes, I am a singing drag queen. I sing live. I sing parodies of. I write like funny parodies of popular music, and then I do covers, and I even have some original songs.
Really?
I do. I have a couple of songs on iTunes.
Really? Do you have them on Spotify that I can listen to?
And on Spotify, yes.
I'm definitely gonna have to go binge listen to that.
Yes.
Maybe they'll be in my Spotify Wrapped for next year.
Ooh.
So, where do you perform at?
I have a monthly show that I do at a bar in Honolulu where I live. I live in Hawaii.
Ooh.
And there's this place called Hula's Bar and Lay Stand. And it's
fancy.
been there for nearly 50 years, and it's just this amazing place. And I do a monthly show there called Mimosas and Marys, which I host. I come out and I do the monologue, and I do a few numbers, and I have like 3 guests. And yeah, it's a ton of fun. And excuse me, I also do a bingo at Hard Rock Cafe.
Bingo night in Hawaii, Hard Rock Cafe?
Yeah.
Whoa. That's a lot. You stay pretty busy.
I do. I'm a busy gal, and I'm always like doing projects. I have a podcast myself.
Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, I'm no 31 episodes, but we're up to, I think, 5 or 6.
What do you guys talk about on that episode?
Sorry, that's just like a reflex I do from my bingos. Like I train my audience. Whenever I get a number that ends in 6, the crowd is supposed to say in unison, "Suck a bag of dicks," and then because I have a song called "Suck a Bag of Dicks," and which sounds terrible, I know, but it's to the tune of that song "Putting on the Ritz." Do you know that one?
I don't think I do, unfortunately.
Putting on the Ritz. No?
I don't think so.
Well,
when did it come out?
I mean, I understand. I am like an ancient being compared to you.
No.
Yeah,
still
I think
beautiful
so.
Though.
Thanks. You know, I think it's all about the energy that you exude from within.
Yeah.
And how well you are able to blend your foundation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So on your podcast, what do y'all talk about on there?
Oh, okay. So the podcast is called Leslie and the Drag Queen.
Okay.
And I started it with my friend Leslie, who I went to high school with, but we were never close in high school. We were both in show choir.
Okay.
And then we didn't talk for like 20 years, and then just started talking because I saw that she had a podcast. and Candi was a guest on her show, and we had such a good time that we were like, let's just do our own show. So we started Leslie and the Drag Queen, and we put out a show every other week. And she's a mom and also like a writer and an artist and an actor. Like she's got a lot of hats too. Yeah. And so we talk a lot about creativity, honestly. And we have little segments, like guests can write in embarrassing stories, and we do Humiliation Station, where people are able to have like a cathartic, anonymous share your most embarrassing moment.
What is your most embarrassing moment?
Mine? Oh, gosh. Let me think.
Or on stage. Has there any been like a time where it was just not going good on stage and everybody could kind of tell?
You know, I just did this show, which is really kind of the biggest thing I've ever done, which was with the Hawaii Symphony Orchestra. Yeah. And at the Hawaii Theater, which is this gorgeous 100-year-old fancy pants place. And I was the MC for this show with the whole orchestra and singers. And there was a moment in the show. Well, okay, there were two moments. There was one moment because it was scripted. And I'm not usually a scripted kind of gal. Yeah. And especially like a 2-hour show, there was a lot of talking. And so, I studied really hard, but there was this one moment where my mind completely went blank. And I was just like, I just had that moment where I'm on the mic and I'm like, well, and I think I said that in the mic actually. And, but then I just kind of like let it go. It's like, here we are. And I just kind of like had a moment and acted silly, and it was great. And then it all just came back. But I did 9 costume changes during that show. Like I basically changed every time I came out between a number. And there was this one outfit that I wore that was bright blue and yellow in honor of, supporting Ukraine. Yeah. And it was on these giant heels, these ridiculous enclosed platform peep toe pumps with this long ass heel that you could kill somebody with this heel, and just stab them right through the eye socket. And but I would never. I mean, in self defense, I might. Yeah,
only self defense.
I might have to pop that fucking eye socket, but don't mess with me, fellas. Got heels on. Anyway, so right as I'm leaving stage and going off stage, stage right, I think, and I am almost clearing the wings, right? Like I'm almost out of sight of the audience, and then one of my ankles does that like wobble thing that you've seen like supermodels with walking problems do, and that heel shoots off of my foot and flies like out, and then on the other side the other shoe goes, and I just jump like out of the shoes. So they shoot different directions. One shoots into the orchestra, like back toward the back of the stage, and the other one shoots off to the front of the stage where there's like little stairs, like at the front of the stage that kind of go down, and the shoe literally tumbles down the steps.
Did anyone laugh at you? Did anyone see it?
I think people saw my head like drop out of sight and then saw a shoe fly out from the edge of the stage. I think people were more worried than anything else. And so, and then I came out with a whole new outfit and wig, and I was fine. I wasn't limping. And so I think maybe overall it was okay, but it was scary, and it was kind of embarrassing. You don't want to fall. You don't want to fall in your big symphony moment.
Yeah. And how many people were at that symphony? Was there a lot?
Yeah. If the theater, I think the theater holds like 1,000, and they sold like between 700 and 800.
Oh, okay, so that's a lot of people.
Yeah, no, it was a great turnout. It was definitely a success, and so cool to be like looking out, like on the balcony, and just so neat, so neat. I want to do it all the time.
Yeah,
I want it to be my full-time job.
Why isn't it your full-time job?
I this bitch just keeps working, and it will happen eventually. I mean, it has already happened. So it happening again is like, oh yeah, I know we can do that. I've done it once already.
Yeah.
Next time I'm going to do it, and it's going to be even more fun.
Do you like it being a full-time job rather than just like a side thing?
I think that I've always wanted my art to be my job, and my goal, like for my whole life, really, has been to have fun and get paid for it. Like that just.
I definitely feel that.
And being a prostitute just seemed a little risky.
Yeah, especially these days, prostitution, man.
I'm sorry, sex worker.
Yeah, sorry. Don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. But do you think prostitution should be legal or illegal?
Oh, I mean, I think what should be illegal is pimping. I think prostitution is going to happen whether you try to stop it or not. And so, like, regulate it, just like weed. And just like a weed. But yeah, like, I guess I'm a liberal, I am a cross-dressing, half alien, whatever I am.
Now, I see you have a lot of followers on Instagram. Do you have a lot of fans as well, like that come out to every show?
I do all right. And I think here in Hawaii, I mean, I do all right. I definitely have some, I call them, frans.
Yeah.
They're like, it's a blend. Mm-hmm. All of my fans. Oh, that should be my thing. Like Mariah Carey has her butterflies or whatever they're called, and then everybody's got their fans and their name, and mine can just be my friends.
Your friends, yeah, I do like that. Or your candies.
My tasty candies.
Now, have you only performed in Hawaii, or have you performed like all over the country?
No, honey. I moved here from New York, and I moved to New York from Texas. So, but I lived in New York for almost a decade. And while I was there, what did I do? I opened for Joan Rivers, which was kind of cool, on stage at the Gramercy Theater, and with my band, She Dick, Female Private Detectives, and yeah, so we did our songs. What songs did we do? I know I did Under the Knife, which I still perform to this day, which was probably one of the first parody songs that I ever wrote, and it's to Part of Your World from The Little Mermaid. Mm-hmm. So it's like, starts off, look at my nose, isn't it cute? My skin is so soft and I'm skinny to boot. Wouldn't you think I'm the girl who has everything? And so that's like, and then I go on, I've had Botox and lipo aplenty, microdermabrasions galore, collagen injections, I've had 20. But who cares? Really, who cares?
That is, I'm very happy. I'm getting my own like private show.
It's like I'm your private dancer, but a singer.
Yeah.
And everyone else that's listening too.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But that's going to be after the fact. They're really kind of experiencing, and And you could cut the sexual tension with a knife. You might have to edit some of this out, honestly.
I'm gonna have to. Yeah. My roommate's gonna get jealous. You know?
I will. And really, that's what it's all about, is making the roommate jealous.
Yeah. So you have a very good voice. Where did you
thank you.
You're welcome. Where did you get that from? Like, did you start like as a young toddler?
I did sing as a child. Like, I've always sung, and a huge influence is Dolly Parton. Like, that was like, I kind of grew up in a Dolly Parton family. Like, my parents were like hardcore fans.
Yeah.
And so I do think that she goes a lot into kind of like what makes me me, which is just sort of like this very self-effacing but visually sexualized but glamorized, I don't know what, icon? I mean, is it too much to call myself an icon?
No, it's not at all.
I mean, it might be a little much, but I just mean in the way that I want to appear, to the world.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm 100% successful, or that I'm an icon in the zeitgeist just yet, but I am getting there.
Yeah. So how different is performing in Hawaii over like New York, Texas, or any of the other places that you have performed in?
I mean, pretty different from New York. I mean, but I say that, but then again, a gay bar is a gay bar is a gay bar. Once you're inside the womb of the gay bar, once you're housed in the viscous placental womb of the gay bar, then you feel nurtured by the umbilical cord. I'm sorry, I don't know where I'm going with that. What I want to say is, in some ways, New York and Hawaii or Honolulu are similar because they're both tourist destinations. So there's a fair amount of people coming through that are traveling. Mm-hmm. So there's
and they're interested, and they have the curiosity.
Right.
Yeah.
And plus, all your regulars. But it is way more of like a big, small town. And there was quite a bit of culture shock when I first moved here. I was actually kind of a little heartbroken when I first moved here, because I just didn't know what, I had this whole support system of artists in New York. And, I was really part of this moment there. And then to leave that felt very like, oh shit, like, now what? Like, am I ever going to do this again? But of course I did. And,
always, of course. And
then, like, I don't know, I really carved out a spot for myself here. I don't want to say I took over, because I have not, there are plenty other shows that are happening here. Fabulous, fantastic shows. But I have my own little, niche. My show is like a comedy music cabaret.
Mm-hmm. Like Elvis at the International.
Exactly. I'm just like Elvis. Just as sweaty and filled with pills and booze, It's just... You cannot keep a pill out of my mouth.
Yeah.
Just horse pills, vitamins, I take them all.
Horse pills.
I don't know if you heard, but I have a rare condition where I can't believe I even am bringing this up now. Poop jelly beans, and I wasn't sure if you had read up on me or if you had listened to any of my previous interviews, but I did want to just address that in case it was the elephant in the room. No. And if you didn't know, then I really regret bringing it up.
I did not know. at all.
Shit.
It's okay though.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
good.
I'm an open book.
Yeah,
filled
it's good.
with
Good to
jelly
be
beans.
honest. Good to be vulnerable, or not filled with jelly beans. You know.
Slowly releasing the jelly beans that are hidden inside.
Yeah. So, compared to New York, is it like less accepting to be doing what you're doing in Hawaii, or like in New York, is it more accepting?
I mean, God,
Or
like,
accepted.
You know, New York is New York, and there's nothing like it. You know, you're never going to find, there is no other kind of cultural epicenter, except maybe Berlin or something, where there's just, you can see shit on the street there where you're like, wow, that's, the way that you put yourself together is art, you know, and people are exploring all kinds of lifestyles kind of on the edge in that city. But I think for like LGBT stuff, Hawaii is pretty accepting because they've always had a precedent for that, and it's less of a we fight for our rights kind of thing, but more of like just the aloha, like acceptance, and the fact that the mahu is like part of Hawaiian, like ancient Hawaiian culture. I don't know if you know about that, but that's like they have like a third gender in Hawaiian culture that's like an honored, respected part of the family and the tribe, you know. And so
I actually never knew that.
Yeah, and they're like kind of seen as like people that help choose the names for the children, or like even take care of the children, or it's very interesting and seen as like spiritual kind of leaders. And that's how I like to see myself, as just like a spiritual leader, just like just like a Tammy Faye Baker kind of. No, not really. Although I do love Tammy Faye. Do you know who Tammy Faye Baker is?
I do not. Unfortunately.
You don't. She was a televangelist in the 80s, and Jessica Chastain did a movie where she played her like last year or something.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Why did you? So you had a lot of stuff going in New York. So why did you have to move, or why did you move to Hawaii?
Well, that is quite a question. Life happened basically, and I got married, and I moved.
Congratulations!
Thank you. 7 years ago, and but it was. I also had an actual health scare happen to me in New York, which kind of like closed all of my options, and like the job that I had, all the things I had going on had to stop. So basically I had this very rare disease, and I had to have a little piece of my skull removed and like a little patch put in there, like a little titanium mesh patch. And
Whoa.
And I'm fine now. Like I've been fine for years, but the recovery for that was pretty extensive.
Yeah.
And so my now husband took care of me through that whole time, and just like put me up in his apartment, and it was, and I was just like, that's a keeper. And so
for real.
So we excuse me. So lock that down. And and so he got this job opportunity in Hawaii, and his job was like, he was sick of it. He was teaching in the Bronx, and which just sounds like something from a movie. But so we moved to Hawaii together, and we were like, well, you know, we should just get married now, so we don't have to ask anyone to come to Hawaii. So we put together like our wedding in like a month or two, and we did it, and then we moved.
That's a story. That should be in a book. Have you written a book?
I haven't. I mean, well, that's complicated. No, Candi Shell has never written a book, but I will. I have written a lot of stuff, but as of yet, I have not written a book. But I do have plans to write a book, like a self-help kind of book.
Yeah, that's really what I've been into a lot lately.
Really?
Yeah, I've been reading a lot of that.
What? Who?
I just finished David Goggins, his book. Do you know who that is? David Goggins.
Goggins?
Yeah.
He sounds like someone from Lord of the Rings.
No, I mean, he might be. I don't think he is, but he's...
Bilbo Goggins. What's his book? What does he talk about?
So, a lot. I mean, he's went through 3 hell weeks in a year. He's completed Navy SEAL training. He's completed Delta training. He went to the Army Rangers. I mean, once he got out, he's done multiple 100-mile races, set the record for
So he's a hardcore
pull-ups.
dude.
Yeah, he's the top of the top. I mean, I think for a few months he was doing 100-mile races every week, like every Saturday. And you have to do 100 miles in 24 hours. And he's even done more. Yeah, he's even done like 200 plus miles in 48 hours. So he's 100% workaholic.
Do you think he ever just lays around on the couch?
I don't know. I mean, he's done so much where if you were to do that, it would be accepted. But I don't think.
But it's just that doesn't really sound like that's his deal.
Yeah.
Like
I don't think
he's caught up on the shows, really.
Yeah, he's doesn't know what Wednesday is at all.
Fuck your shows. I will be damned if I will let those shows stand between me and excellence.
Yeah, really.
I mean, I'm just guessing.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't met him personally.
I'm postulating. Hypothesizing. Hypostulating.
What is that? Is that an actual word?
No.
Oh, dang it.
No.
Well, how does your husband feel about candy? Does he like candy?
Dan Paul and Joseph are in a relationship, and Candy and Joseph have a relationship, like a working relationship.
That's good.
He drives her to a lot of gigs, but they're like not. I don't know if they love each other. I mean, it's like it's just sort of a working relationship.
Yeah. Do you think one is jealous of the other?
I think that Joseph doesn't love all my crap, like all my wigs and my costumes and shit everywhere. That I don't think he's a huge fan of. But me, just like as a personality, I mean, who doesn't like me?
I love you, Candy. I mean, I'm just going to say that now.
Are you proposing?
I don't have the finances to do that. Maybe in a few years.
You can't see it, but I'm down on one knee.
Maybe in a few years when I have the finances.
Oh, well, great.
I'll have to work to get to that.
To that level. I don't know if you've seen like my jewelry, but it's very big. And those kind of jewels, they're not cheap.
They're real.
I mean, they're real big. And they, they cost you like a good $40, $60. Yeah,
that's one for each hand, so that's a lot of money.
That's an investment. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Did you get it at Jared? No. Didn't get it at Jared, but it is way bigger.
Yeah.
Way bigger than anything at Jared.
Probably prettier too.
Drag queens have to wear big jewels. Mm-hmm. And I mean, you understand why, right?
I don't know. Enlighten me.
Well, because they got man hands. They're trying to let's see if I can use my vocab, like diminutize all of their features and their things. So they want their hands to look small, and they want their waist to look small, and they want their foreheads to look small. And you're trying to pull off a female illusion. So that's part of the reason. And also just like a lot of flashiness. Just flash, flesh.
The extraness too, right?
The
Or wrong?
extraness, exactly.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
like I'm trying to look like Kim Kardashian. Although some drag queens are totally doing that and pulling it off, and wow, kudos to you. But like, no, I'm like, it's more kind of like this vision of love. It's like this thing that's like, it's a little bit The Little Mermaid, it's a little bit Miss Piggy, it's a little bit like all of these things that kind of like go into creating this living cartoon character goddess lady, you know, like I'm not like a goddess, but I feel like Candi is kind of like channeling a goddess energy.
Yeah. Channeling it from the heavens. Yeah, I can definitely see that.
Hallelujah. That's
So Candi,
they're calling me back.
so you gotta go.
No, I got a few more minutes. They'll wait.
Oh, well, that's good. That's good that they'll wait on you. So do you have any like role models that you look up to, Candi?
Well, I mean, Dolly Parton, duh.
Yeah.
And
or any other drag queens that you look up to.
oh wow. Okay, well, so of known drag queens that have like been on RuPaul's Drag Race and stuff, my favorites are Jinx Monsoon and Ben de la Creme, and they are actual friends and collaborators.
Okay.
And they're just my style. They're campy, they're funny, they sing, they write. They're just full on creative artists, you know, like it's doing drag is the only way that I think my friend, my host body, Dan Paul, has been able to channel all of his different disparate talents into just this like one thing is drag. Like he can do all the stuff in drag.
Well, yeah, that's dope.
Yeah.
That's really cool. A lot of people can't do that, you know?
That's true. That's true. Well,
Yeah.
and I think a lot of, absolutely.
So why did you want to get into this field of work?
I don't think it was so much like a want to get into it as so much it was just like this thing that happened. And then, you know, like Dan Paul pursued a career as like a solo male musician in New York, you know, and put out a couple of albums and, you know, is a visual artist and still continues to do that. But I think channeling me, Candi Shell, it's just that one thing that's always worked because it's almost like a team. You know what I mean? It's like how when you're part of something with somebody or a couple somebodies, you've got that combined power. You know, you've got all of their experiences and influences, and combining with yours to make whatever you're collaborating on that much more interesting. You know, have that much more depth to it.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. Wait, what was I talking about?
I don't know. I'm just listening. Yeah. I'm just here.
Oh my gosh, I went down the rabbit hole, didn't I?
That's okay. That's okay. So, why do you do what you do?
Well,
Or
because
why not?
I love it, and I just can't help myself. I love to sing, and I love to perform, and I really, really love to make people laugh. I think that's probably top of my list.
Yeah.
And I mean, let's be real. I love to get the opportunity to look like $1 million and like wear some crazy costume and whatever. I mean, like, hell yeah. Why not?
Yeah.
And life is short. Wear a costume.
Yeah.
I mean,
Now, what costume did you wear for Halloween?
Oh, what did I wear for Halloween? Oh, right. Okay, so I did a Halloween show that was like the previous, the week leading up, and then because Halloween was like on a Monday or something, wasn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
So that Friday I did a show and I had different like witch costumes. Like I had this one with like green hair and it was like a green little tutu, like sexy witch costume and some other witch shit. And then on actual Halloween, the party that I hosted at Hula's the theme was clowns. Just like clowns, period. And so, terrifying, just like I was like, I can't believe. So I did this kind of clown look where I had like a white face and I had these weird like yellow contacts and this like iridescent jumpsuit.
Yeah.
It was like
nice.
my version of a clown.
Yeah, very intricate it seems.
I do what I can. There are more intricate. There are more intricate. Oh my God, I'm really having trouble saying. There are more intricate queens than I, for sure. Are you
sure though?
Oh yeah, I'm sure. No, I'm definitely sure. I'm more of like, I think in the world of drag queens, I'm actually pretty low maintenance. I more like to have an outfit that I can play in. Like I want to be able to like swing from the rafters if it strikes my fancy.
Yeah, you gotta have the mobility.
Mobility.
So what are you doing for Christmas? Do you have a certain?
Well, I have a show coming up on Big Island. So I'm on Oahu, so I'm going to fly to Big Island for a drag brunch on the 18th. And that's going to be super cute and Christmassy with my sister queen, Sable Cities. And then I'm going to go back in the suitcase probably till New Year's. And then on New Year's, I'm hosting an event at this hotel called the Alohilani. And it's like a disco ball theme. I shouldn't say that with so much contempt. I think it's a wonderful idea. But I have like, I'm waiting for some things to arrive in the mail. And I'm really praying that they make it here from China or wherever they're coming from. Because shit, if they don't, I'm screwed.
Yeah. So you don't have any Christmas...
I already did my Christmas show. It was on the 4th.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, because Mimosas and Marys is like the first Sunday of every month, so it just kind of fell that way, and I don't have Hard Rock this month, but I'm okay with that. Like I got very, very busy leading up to Halloween. And I'm kind of like cool with and then in November. Wait. What year is it? Sorry. No. In November, I did the symphony show. And so since the symphony show, I've just kind of been like laying low a little bit. And I've been collaborating. I've been collaborating with Leslie on our podcast. And we just recorded a song, actually.
Really?
We recorded because I stupidly, I promised on our last episode that we would record an original Christmas track by the next episode, and I'm sure Leslie was just wanting to kill me, and I was like, no, but I'll do it. We'll do it, and so I did it, and we did it, and I made the beat, and I recorded my parts as well as and then I sent it to her, and she recorded all her parts. Then I shot video for it. And then she saw my video, recorded her video parts, and I edited all of it together.
Well, that sounds like a lot of fun. More than I could do.
Freaking live for that shit. I just love making and so you mentioned socials. Like I love Instagram, but TikTok is home for me. Like that's where it goes
down.
Yeah. That's where Candy's really blowing up.
Yeah, well, that's good.
She's just exploding.
Yeah. So do you want to plug your stuff real quick before we
I'll
end
plug
this?
my stuff. Yes, well, please, everyone, go to candishell.com. That's CANDI, shell, like from the ocean, .com. And you can find all kinds of stuff there, including some pretty fabulous merch that I designed myself, and my blog and all that stuff. But I just realized I have not put Leslie and the Drag Queen on my website. Oh my Lord. I'm going to make that happen today, guys. I'm putting it on my to-do list now. But please go and find on your podcast platform of choice. Just search Leslie and the Drag Queen, and it'll be the first thing to pop up.
Yeah.
What
about Instagram?
Popular.
Is all your Instagram on everything as well?
Okay, so my Instagram and my TikTok are both the same handle. They're both Miss MISS Candi Shell.
For both TikTok. Do you have Facebook, Twitter?
I do, and on Facebook, I think I'm just like facebook.com/Candi Shell.
Okay.
And same on Twitter. I think I'm just Candi Shell.
Well, thank you so much, Miss Candi, for coming on here.
Thank you.
I appreciate it a lot.
It was a blast.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun. I was very interested in
Did you
getting
learn
you on the
things
podcast.
that you
I
didn't
did.
know?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, good.
Thank you for teaching me.
Absolutely.
I really appreciate it. I love learning.
Happy to enlighten.
Yeah. So thank you guys so much for listening. Like Miss Candi said, go check her out on everything, Thank you guys for listening. I hope you guys have a good weekend.
Bye.
Bye.